And we are live. Welcome to the NBA Strategy Show. It is Thursday, May 16th. I am Josh Engleman, and I am here to break down one single game. Denver Nuggets, 2.5-point underdogs in Minnesota. Game 6, 204.5, totaled 8:30 p.m. tip-off. This is all we got today, folks. And barring anything crazy, it's probably only single games from here on out. So get excited for that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Picked up the win on Prize Picks yesterday. That was fun. So thank you to Drew Holiday and to Aaron Wiggins for not going over their particular lines. So that was helpful. It's exciting for this game. This should be really good. You know, the weight of this game is huge. Does Denver move forward after their biggest challenge and save this series? Does Minnesota push it to game 7 and get us something really intense for Saturday? I assume it's Saturday at least. Could be fun. Could be fun. But the problem here, at least for right now, is that we don't really have the ability to feel good about this one. We don't know if Mike Conley's going to play. He didn't play last time. Do I assume he's playing today? Yeah. I mean, I projected him in. But, if Mike Conley doesn't play, everything we talk about today completely changes. Everything just flips on its head. So that will be a big piece of news. The good news is we're going to know that before the only game that happens. By the way, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Josh, you were so sure OKC could beat the Lakers, but they can't seem to beat the Mavs. Well, the Mavs are in the second round of the playoffs, and the Lakers are at home. LeBron's going to other people's playoff games. I'm not sure you think what you typed means what you think it means. Yeah, I was pretty sure that OKC could beat a team that's already been eliminated and is struggling more with a team that is going to be in the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, they can't seem to beat the Mavs. It's almost like the Mavs are better than the Lakers. It kind of explains itself. But what are you going to do? Ooh, can we get a gesture that shows how you feel about the slate? We can. I like it, man. I like the game. I like Denver, Minnesota. If the game is fun or interesting or high quality, then I'm in for a showdown. Lakers are definitely better than the Mavs. Enjoy. That's a hell of a take. I thought it was going to be a competitive series, and I thought OKC would win because I thought they were the better team. There's nothing like nefarious about it. It was a coin flip series. I liked OKC. It didn't go that way. Okay. But to think that the Lakers are better than the Mavs, that's a take that's not going to get shared. You know what? I love that take. You want to talk a little bit of basketball? Let's do it. So first and foremost, let's run a sim. So I'm in our Sims tool right now. Actually, before we do that, let me do one thing quickly. What the hell was I? Before I do this, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, now I remember. I had to walk myself back through my thought process there. My brain forgot what I wanted to do in 2 seconds. That was not the amount of time I was looking for. Needed it to hang on a little bit longer than that. All right. This is our Sims tool. You can get this Sims tool right now. Our NBA Sims Max package for a week, $19.99. This is normally $60 a week, and it gives you everything. Our projections, our ownership, the boom bust tool, Discord, and this tool right here. I'm going to generate a pool of 5,000 lineups. And we're going to take a look at what the Stochastic Sim spits out, and we're going to take a look at what I have right now. Andrew, new rule for a two-gamer. Make lineup. Swap two guys for guys who haven't cracked 20 fantasy points and add a turd that shouldn't even be in the league, i.e. Marcus Morris. Every damn time. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Oh, you mean you didn't have Al Horford scoring a billion fantasy points yesterday? Okay, so first things first. The pool has been generated. I'm now going to simulate these lineups, and we're going to see what the Stochastic Sim spit out at 10:06 a.m., and we're going to compare what I have right now to those sims. I'm probably only playing the 20 max tonight. Got a lot going on. Might play baseball as well. Late show. I kind of just want to watch this game and not be really mad when it's not going my way. I'm kind of just interested in the basketball. So let's take a look. As this finishes up, let's hop over to my table of information. So this is what I have right now. This is where I stand, and it's very heavy on the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we'll walk through that in a second. 405% of my ownership is going to Minnesota. 185 is going to Denver. My current most exposed captains, because remember, I'm trying to get a little different. My most exposed captains are Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards. I'm very light on Nikola Jokic. He's incredibly expensive. But it looks like I'm leaning more towards Minnesota. I am miles over the field on Jaden McDaniels, miles over the field on Nikhil Alexander-Walker, at the flex in particular, miles over the field on Mike Conley, but way, way under on the Denver side. Joseph Ramirez, the promo code for the Sims tool is Edwards. Oh, you put the ant there. I get it. That wasn't a real question. Real Fred Major, glad you're here, man. You make everything better in the morning. All right, so I have favorited my top 20 lineups out of the Stochastic Sim. Let's see how it compares. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have very little doubt it's different. So, my exposures, we'll look at the captain side first. 20%, it's pretty flat, honestly. 20% Jamal Murray, 20% Jokic, 15 Gobert, 15 Towns, 10 Edwards. 4 lineups of Murray, 4 of Jokic, 3 of Gobert, 3 of Towns, 2 of Edwards, 2 of McDaniels, 1 Conley, 1 Christian Brown. There's a little bit more Jokic, certainly a little bit more Murray, although I did get 2 lineups of Murray. I think what you're seeing here, based on this captain exposure, let me move these around a little bit so it's easier to see. There we go. Like, Jokic is 20% owned at the captain. Gobert is 10. Towns is 10. Ant is 15. Christian Brown is 10. Murray is not far off of 10. Like, it's pretty flat. And a lot of that just has to do with Nikola Jokic's salary. He's incredibly expensive. I mean, we've got Nikola Jokic today. $14K in the utility spot. That's $2,400 more expensive than Anthony Edwards. And you have Nikola Jokic at $21K in the captain spot. That leaves you, if you're paying $21K, that leaves you $29,000 for your other 5 spots. That's $5,800 a pop. When you've got Edwards at $11,600, Jamal Murray at $9,600, Towns at $9,400, it's expensive at the top. It's really expensive at the top. So as I'm looking at it, I think the easiest way to be a little different is getting I don't want to say it like this, but like I don't think that I want to get to Jokic in the captain spot. I think if Jokic is in the captain spot, you're going to have a real hard time finding a lot of uniqueness. because you're just going to have to play the same dudes. It's going to take a real random performance from somebody. It's not that I don't like him. He's clearly the highest projected dude, but that salary is tough when it comes to building out lineups. I think it's easier today to pay down at captain a bit to try to open up a little bit more salary so that you can be playing Nikola Jokic at the flex spot. Because I'm neutral to the field for Jokic in the utility. And I'm able to do that, and I'm able to get to 50% of Ant at the utility, where he's 39% owned. 65% of Karl Anthony Towns, where he's 40% owned. Even being neutral on Jokic. Being able to get to more of those guys in the utility spot is getting freed up by saving salary at captain for McDaniels, for Conley, for Edwards, for Aaron Gordon, even for Jamal Murray to a lesser extent. I like the salary savings at the captain spot today. Higher ceiling, definitely a lower floor, though, because if Nikola Jokic is exceptional today and he is the primary captain play, then you're going to have a hard time cashing non-captain lineups. Yeah, in theory, there could be a game 7 on Sunday. It's like a 30% chance. I'm not confident in that. Who do you guys like at the captain spot for today? Right now, the highest projected owned captains are Jokic, Edwards, Towns, Murray. Those 4 make sense. And then Christian Brown, who played massive minutes last time out. No reason to suspect he's not going to be playing those minutes again. I think he's a little overowned, and I'm a little light on him. But what do you guys want to do at captain? Mike Conley, if he plays. I like that shout. I got a lot of them right now. He is a stand I have at captain. Coach Chris, that's not entirely true. Jeremy says Christian Brown and Gordon. Sam Berg says Gordon. I got to 15. I got 3 of my 20 with Gordon. He's 5% owned. I have 15%. I do like that Gordon shout. That is a relatively low amount. They seem to be giving him his looks. I don't get the sense today is a day they're going to be trying to take Aaron Gordon out. I think he's the guy that they're willing to live with. I think Aaron Gordon's going to have those opportunities. Usage rate has been a lot higher in this series than it normally is. So I like that. Coach Chris says Gordon, Jokic, or Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Fred Major says Gordon. Ken says MPJ. Now, he's not somebody that I'm really getting to all that much. Demetrius says MPJ. You can see I did not get a share of MPJ at the captain spot in the Stochastic Sim. Let's see. What is his simulated player ROI? MPJ at the captain, not looking like one of the best options. If we just use the Stochastic Sim, Jamal Murray projecting as the best captain, Jokic second, Edwards third, Mike Conley fourth. That's interesting. Looks like, I mean, when push comes to shove, MPJ seems like the problem option here. That does not make me feel good. And I agree with it. I didn't get a single share of him. He's projected for 1% ownership there. I think that's kind of tough. As we look at the utility spot, we do see MPJ jump to the highest ranked sim ROI at utility. Did I get him? Is the question. The answer is not really. In terms of like being my top guy. Michael Porter Jr. was only 6% in the pool. I got to 35%. Now, I don't really have that in my personal run either. My biggest flex ownership is all coming from Minnesota. It's 70% of Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 65 of Towns, 50 of McDaniels, Conley, and Edwards. All 5 of those guys are in 50% or more of my lineups. The most I have of anybody at the flex on Denver is Nikola Jokic at 45%. It's 20% for Gordon, Brown, and KCP. I'm just overwhelmingly light on Denver, which makes me feel good. You expect series to zig and zag. We're back to Minnesota. It feels like this should be a Minnesota day. I like the spot that I'm in to start the day. Now, this could all change if Nickeil Alexander-Walker starts in Mike Conley's spot again. But we got, like in the Stochastic Sim, we got 45% of KCP. I didn't take that stand. We got 45% of Christian Brown, who's 50% owned. I didn't take that stand. Gobert at 45%. I didn't really take that stand either. But I do have Edwards. I do have quite a bit of Mike Conley. I have a lot of Jaden McDaniels. I have a lot of Karl Anthony Towns. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel at the utility spot? Who are some of the guys that you're trying to get to? What do you see as sneaky? You guys can see the ownership on the screen. Is there anybody that you think you want to take a stand on? Because right now, I kind of want Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I want Conley to play. Because if we're projecting Nickeil Alexander-Walker to be 20% owned, I love the idea of getting to him at the flex. Marvin says Holiday. I get it. Pay down option. He's in a third of the lineups right now, though. Justin Holiday is 37% in our pool. I got to 25 in the Stochastic Sim. I only got to 10% in my personal run. I think he might be a little overrepresented, especially in a game like this where he's the first guy that's going to lose minutes. If anything's happening here today, the goal is basically to consolidate more minutes around Murray, KCP, Gordon, Porter to a degree, Christian Brown, and Jokic. So I can see the rotation getting even tighter on Justin Holiday. Similar story for Reggie Jackson. Like, if Jamal Murray plays 41 minutes, Reggie Jackson might only play 7. I took Reggie Jackson's under 0.5 threes made on Prize Picks today. So I need him to just make 0 threes. I think Reggie Jackson and Justin Holiday are not my preferred pay down options. Like, I in a weird way, I'd rather like roll the dice on Peyton Watson blowout run or something like that. Value is just tough. And without a blowout here, I think value is really tough for Minnesota and Denver because I don't think that we're going to see enough of your Reggie Jacksons, your Justin Holidays, Kyle Anderson, who's 17% owned. Jack Adams says, I like McDaniels everywhere. So do I. He's my most exposed player. I have 80% of McDaniels today. He's 40% owned in total. He's the guy I have the most. 80% of McDaniels, 75 of Walker, Alexander Walker, 70 of Conley, 65 of Towns, 60 of Edwards. I'm well over the field on all 5 of those guys from Minnesota. David Porter, I don't want to agree with you, but I hope you're right, considering I have him in 30% of my lineups. It would be pretty fun for me if that was the case. But I'm really hoping that Nickeil Alexander-Walker is coming off the bench today. That will make things easier. I don't want to get to this situation where he is 90% owned because of Conley being out. Everything changes, though, at that point in time if he's out. Like the whole scope of this, all the value changes, the way that you can get to Jokic changes. So that's just going to be one of those things that we either have to wait until 8 o'clock for, or hopefully we get the news early enough. But as I see it right now, I think the Minnesota side of this game is the better side of this game. Can I? No, I can't. Oh, you know what? I can. Give me one second. I wanna take a look at my breakdown of what those lineups are in terms of like stack sizes. Because I assume it's a lot of extra Minnesota guys. Let's see, Minnesota fives. I've got 6 of my 20 lineups are 5-man Minnesota, 1 Nugget. And then I have another 9 of my 20 are Minnesota 4, Denver 2. I have 3 3-3s. No, sorry, I have 5 3-3s. I don't have any lineups where I have Denver with 4 or 5 dudes. David, I don't. When we agree, either everything is going to be awful, or for some reason we're bringing our powers together and being right. I mean, Monty Morris is not going to play a single second of this game unless Conley is out. Am I able to pull how many of my lineups have both Edwards and Jokic? Yes. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Of the 20 that I selected, well, that's interesting. Wait, no, did I? Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, that's weird. 4 of my 20 lineups have Jokic and Edwards. 2 of my lineups don't have either one of them. I have a lineup that is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Naz Reid, Towns, and McDaniels. And then I have a lineup with Jamal Murray at the captain, McDaniels, Conley, Porter Jr., Towns, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I actually like both of those lineups. Jack, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm pretty fascinated by those 2 lineups that don't have Ant or Jokic. Those are never going to be fun to sweat, but they do probably give you a ridiculous path to an unduped lineup when it works. Man, that is an intense spot. Even the lineups where I have both of them, like, they look good. McDaniels is the captain in 3 of those 4. One of them actually has. Okay, here's where it gets really gross. One of those lineups has basically 2 punts. It's Peyton Watson and it's DeAndre Jordan. It does not project well in any way. But because you can get Ant at the captain with Jokic and Towns, it might just be enough raw points. I would never play that lineup, by the way. Ant might get the fade from me tonight. I think Ant rebounds in a big way today. Anything else you guys want to see before we dip on out of here? There's only so much we could talk about. Schedule for the rest of the day. I don't want to miss that. Make sure you're signing up for the Edwards promo, though. That's absolutely what you should be doing. However, I do want to hit you guys with the schedule for today before we dip. That's going to be MLB Strategy Show coming up next at 11 a.m. Greg Ehrenberg and Laffy. At 6 p.m., you get MLB Live Before Lock with Greg Ehrenberg and Matthew Bellman. Eric and I will be back for 30 minutes at 8 p.m. tonight. We're going for a half hour before tip-off, and then Greg and I will be on for at least the first half of this game, 8:30 to 9:30, exclusively on Playback, playback.tv/Stochastic. We're watching the game, guys. We're commenting on it. We're talking bets, DFS, random NBA stuff, just random conversations. We're definitely going to be there for the first half. Who knows? Maybe we stick around since there's only one game. I won't have anything else to do, that's for sure. So if you guys want to join us on Playback tonight, we have 40 VIP passes that could allow you to watch the game along with us. Or if you're lucky and you already have International League Pass, you'll be able to see it. Guys, thank you for being here. It's been fun. We got another single game tomorrow. Break that bad boy down in the same way. Good luck to everybody today. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 8 p.m. Go watch my Prize Picks video on the Odd Shopper channel, by the way. We are looking to go back to back. It's been swell, everybody. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.